This is the story of the Underground Railroad. The terror, mystery, and hope that was the flight to freedom by slaves in America in the years before the Civil War.
The Underground Railroad was people working hard in the cause of freedom. It was run by the free African American community, who had the most to gain by helping family, friends, and their people get away from slavery. They also had the help of those of different races who believed in freedom. And of course, the slaves helped themselves.
Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go.
Our story begins in Africa. The capture of free people, the sale of these people to slave traders. Gorée Island in Senegal, West Africa, had a slave house. From here, the captives were chained, packed into ships, and brought to the New World. The first stop was the auction block. Slaves would be sold to the highest bidder. Then most slaves would be put to work in the fields picking cotton, rice, sugar, tobacco, and indigo. Others would work in shipyards, businesses, and homes such as Cliveden, owned by the Chew family of Germantown, Pennsylvania, which is now part of Philadelphia. The slaves wanted their freedom. The words of Jacob Blockson, an escaped slave, echoed the thoughts of many.
My master was being sold out this fall, and I decided I didn't want to be sold like no horse. I resolved that I would die sooner than to be taken back.
Look at this fine young buck. Step right up. This boy is strong. He is strong as an ox. Check him out. Check out the teeth. Check
Sir,
these
please.
muscles.
You've got to sell us together.
Get back.
Oh, no. Don't take me away from my brother. I'll never see him. I lost my whole family.
Sold. $1,000. You're going to get a lot of years out of him. Next up, number 11 today is a fine young girl. Just came to childbearing years.
The Underground Railroad was no actual railroad of steel and steam. It was a network of trails through the woods, of fields, boats, ships, and river crossings, all haunted by the specter of recapture. The stations were the houses and churches of the women and men, agents of the railroad, who refused to believe that human slavery and human decency could exist together in the same land. The Zoar Methodist Episcopal Church and the Johnson House were both Underground Railroad stops located in Philadelphia.
There was Henry Brown, a slave who mailed himself to freedom in a large crate. The abolitionists who opened the crate were so surprised to find Henry inside that they gave him the nickname Henry Box Brown. There was Richard Allen. Born a slave in 1760, he bought his own freedom. And in 1787, Richard started the Mother Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church. This famous church was a station on the Underground Railroad.
When the sun goes down and the first quail call, follow the drinking gourd. Oh, the old man is waiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. Oh, the old man is waiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd.
John Brown was an infamous Underground Railroad conductor. His home in Nebraska City, Nebraska was a one-room cabin, but there was a trap door and tunnels under the house used by escaping slaves. I'm tramping, tramping, trying to make heaven my home. I'm tramping. In 1858, in the dead of winter, John Brown and 11 slaves set off on a journey of 1,000 miles from Missouri to Windsor, Ontario in Canada. In Detroit, they found refuge at the Second Baptist Church. From there, a ferry carried them across the Detroit River to freedom. The streets up there are paved with gold. Trying to make heaven my home. Oh, I'm tramping, tramping, trying to make heaven my home. I'm tramping, tramping, trying to make heaven my home. I'm tramping, tramping, trying to make heaven my home. I'm tramping, tramping, trying to make heaven my home. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down, trying to make heaven my home. Kentucky runaways crossing the Ohio River would look for Liberty Hill and the farm of Reverend John Rankin. For over 40 years, Rankin and his African-American neighbors passed refugees north through Ohio. Slave owners would offer rewards, sometimes as much as $2,500 to anyone who could stop them from continuing their work. Because of the danger, agents of the Underground Railroad used signals, secrets, and code songs. This hitching post, with a red scarf tied to the hand, meant, "Come inside." If the scarf was gone or the lantern was out, slave catchers might be watching the house. Stay away. Slave hunters were paid well to track and recapture runaways. Masters wanted their property back. Slaves who were recaptured were beaten and chained to keep them from running away again.
Most runaways had to brave these dangers on their own. Others were given the tremendous advantage of being led to freedom by conductors like Harriet Tubman, or aided by abolitionists like Frederick Douglass. Many hardships faced by fugitive slaves have gone unrecorded. Names have been forgotten, events untold. From Africa to the New World, from slavery to freedom. The story of the Underground Railroad is an epic of American history.
This is the day of Jubilee. God's gonna build up Zion's walls. The Lord has set his people free. God's gonna build up Zion's walls. Great day, the righteous marching. Great day, God's gonna build up Zion's walls. Great day, the righteous marching. Great day, God's gonna build up Zion's walls. God's gonna build up Zion's walls. God's gonna build up Zion's walls.
Now, the song that we're going to be doing today is one of the special secret code songs from the days of the Underground Railroad. A song like the ones Harriet Tubman used to help lead people to freedom. And the words say, wade in the water, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Now, when we sing this song today, we'll be adding some special hand motions to it. We'll be doing American Sign Language. And the slaves didn't use this in their songs, but it's another way of communicating, used by the deaf community. Now, put one finger up. This is your person making a journey to freedom. So when we say wade in the water, send them on a journey. All right. When we say water, take both hands and make it look like waves. All right. So here we go. Wade in the water.
Do that again. Wade in the water. When we say the word children, you're going to use both hands and motion like you're showing how tall some other children are. Yeah, just like that.
Wade in the water.
Again. Wade
in the water,
children. Good.
And the last line of the song says, God's gonna trouble the water. When we're singing that with our mouths, well, our hands are going to be saying some of the secret code from this song. Take out one finger. 2 fingers on your other hand and hold them flat. Now, your person on the way to freedom, they're caught in the trap of slavery and then they escape. Let's see it again. Escape, good. Water, and here's the last of the signs. Cross your arms and open them up. Do it again. Cross them and open them up. And that means freedom and safety, which is what the song's talking about. So, get your hands ready. Here we go.
Sing it out, we say,
Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
Sing it out, we say,
trouble the water.
Must be the ones that Moses led.
God's gonna trouble the water.
Here we go, we're saying,
wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water.
Now
God's gonna trouble the water.
The children are dressed in blue.
God's gonna trouble the water.
Must be the ones that made it through.
God's gonna trouble.
yeah, yeah, we're singing,
Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
Now this time, we're gonna sing it with our hands.
not gonna use our voices at all. So take out your hands. Tell the story of our journey to freedom. Walking through the water. Go, say. Do it again. Say. Sing it out, we're saying,
Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the
water now.
God's gonna trouble.
God's gonna trouble it.
God's gonna trouble.
On our way to freedom now.
God's gonna trouble.
Yeah, yeah, you know that
God's gonna trouble.
Sing it over, saying
God's gonna trouble.
last time we know that
God's gonna trouble the water.
You did very well. Give yourselves a hand.
I'm tramping, tramping, trying to make heaven my home. I'm tramping, tramping, trying to make heaven my home. I'm tramping, tramping, trying to make heaven my home. I'm tramping, tramping, trying to make heaven my home. Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been told.
Trying to make heaven my home.
The streets up there are paved with gold.
Trying to make heaven my home.
I'm
Tramping, tramping, trying to make heaven my